Hey Scorpio, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. Ruth here with your April love reading. This, my darlings, is for your sun sign, moon, rising, Venus signs, etc., etc. Excuse me. The first card that we pull is going to be the situation. Whoa, that's never happened before. Situation going into the month of March, and that is the Chariot energy for you. I've already shuffled these. Okay, I've already shuffled the cards, but I'm just going to keep going. Okay, this is you going into this month, at how you feel about your love situation, and that's you wanting to take action. Excuse me, not how you feel, the situation going into the month, and the situation is you wanting to take action. This is how you feel about this situation. These cards are like on fire. Oh my gosh, the heat of these cards. Ace of Swords, you want to speak your truth. This is how they feel. This is on fire as well. Seven of Swords. So someone is not speaking their truth or keeping something back. Your hopes regarding this relationship. Oh my gosh. Two of Swords. Their hopes regarding this relationship. Hermit. I tell you what, Scorpio. You better watch your adverts. That's all I'm saying, because the energy that I'm having to go through, the heat is ridiculous. This is, oh sorry, this, I should put that this way. We've just seen it, but that's the outcome. This is the outcome. I don't like to see them for my own sanity. And this is, I don't know what this is. Key message and or I'll know what it is when I get there, but it's important. I'm distracted here. I'm distracted. I'm trying. Let me just listen. I'm gonna just have to listen. Let me just listen. Okay. I'm gonna just say it exactly how it's been saying, how it's coming. This person has been messing around with me for months. They've been causing arguments. They've been trying to argue with me. They've been trying to fight. When all of it along, they're the one with the problem. They're the one with the problem. Why do I have to deal with their messed up BS? I don't have to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to listen to you anymore. I don't want to speak to you anymore, because all that ever comes out of your mouth is lies, lies, lies. Why can't you just this energy, this energy, right? That conversation, these words specifically, I'm hearing. So either this is from one of your guides, or this is an actual conversation that you have had. Or this is the things that you've been thinking, you or them. Cross-watcher, you know your life. Why do I have to listen? Why do I have to put up with that? Why? It's like, why? Why have I been held back? Why have I not been able to do? I have to keep giving these messages as it comes. That's at the base of the reading. Why have I been held back? Someone what? Do you know what it is? Just a second, everybody, Scorpio. Do you know what it is, right? What you need to do is you need to take a seat, right? So I can actually deliver this message, because this is ridiculous. They can't all be speaking. This person on this side, right, whoever this person is, this is what they do. They're draining. They're draining with the yabba, yabba, yabba. This might be you. Draining. Keep going. Let me have a minute to think. This is what this person's saying to them. Let me have a minute to think without you getting in the ear all the time. Let me just work it out for myself. Let me just decide what it is I want. Let me decide the pace that I want to go out. That's what this person's saying to that person. Because this person is like this. Oh my word. I mean, I don't like to say the word needy, but I feel that vibe. that vibe of like neediness, needing of your attention, constantly wanting your attention. Okay, Page of Wands, right. Yeah, that was the best of the reading. Sorry, right, okay. That is not, doesn't usually happen like that, Scorpio, for me, as you know, if you follow Key Wisdom. I don't usually start my readings that way, so I do. So, hey, those people who are new to Key Wisdom. But we channel, darling. We channel. We're a channeling channel, on over here in these parts. So crazy energy, man. Okay, it's calmed down a bit now. They listen. When you just say, listen, just take a seat and calm down, because I'm not receiving it like that. And then they just listen, yeah? Because they want to give you the messages. Scorpio, there's a lot of messages coming through for you. So, Hanged Man energy. So this tells me that there has been obviously some, there's things that you need to consider. And there's things that you want to reconsider, and and you're taking some time to do that. Whether that's what you've been doing, you've been taking time to consider, you've been taking time to reconsider, you've been taking time to think about this relationship, you've been taking time to think about this situation, or you're going to have this conversation and go into this energy over the month of April, right? That's what is happening. Right, let's move the reading on. So we go into the situation, love situation, as you move into the month of April, and you've got movement, you've got Chariot energy, you've got as above, so below. You've got this energy here of listening to your intuition, starting to listen to your intuition. Both people starting to listen to what's beneath, not intuition necessarily, but just what's beneath the surface. So we've got all these words, we've got all this communication, but what about the thinking? What about the reflection? What about the emotion? What about my energy? What's my body telling me? What's my senses telling me? It's as if you want to make, both of you, strides to understanding that. What's my desire? What's my thought? How do I feel about this? I feel like there's been either it's been going very quickly, the speed of the relationship has been very fast, potentially up until now, and it's a moment to catch your breath in April, or you've been having a moment to catch your breath, or you're wanting a moment to catch your breath. You're going toward having a moment of catching your breath, like a break, right? 6 and 7 here. 6 and 7. Whose reading was this in? It was in one of the earth signs. So if one of you might be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, I think it. Well, hang on a second. I can't remember. It might have been Capricorn. I don't know. It might have been Virgo, actually. Who had these in this position. They had 6, 5, 6, 7, or 6, 7, 8. In a triangle, in a trine. So it was showing a connection. Anyway, so I feel like maybe you could be connected to one of those signs. Anyway, take it as it comes. Victory, good news, good vibes. Victory, good news, good vibes. Victory, good news, good vibes. That's what you want to move toward. That's what success is for you. So you want victory, either someone to understand where you're coming from, someone to understand what you're saying, someone to understand what your perspective is, someone to understand what it is you want, what your desires are. You want your partner to understand. You want to understand each other. That's what this energy is. You want to understand each other. You want to get to a place where you understand each other better, where you're able to communicate your truth and they're able to communicate their truth. There's a sense though of on one side of this relationship, and you know your life, there's a sense though on one side of this relationship, there's a huge, one person has one sword and one person has 7 swords, and it's like one person speaks sense, speaks truth, nails it every time. This person just likes talking. This person just likes the sound of their own voice. This person's like I was gonna say like me, but what I mean by that is I do in the Key Wisdom playlist, there's some videos that are called conscious meditations, and I call them that because it's meditating out loud. Meditation means to reflect, to consider, to think over, and we reflect and consider and think over in our minds. This person does that out loud, like I do on those videos, like I do. Check them out. Conscious meditation videos are cool. This person, it's like they use you as a sounding board. They use you. You know, when you would think things in your mind, you would go over things in your mind. You'll mull things over in your mind. This person everything comes out to you, or vice versa, right? So they speak, they speak everything, they say it all, they say what they want to say, they blah 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 blah, and but it's like they take, it's like they're draining, it's draining. I'm sorry, it's draining, like, in a way. It's like, oh my god, like, can you give me a minute just to speak? Like, why are you telling me 20 sentences when you could have said that in 3 words, babe? Like, it's like that. It's like, and I think that this kind of, I don't know, there's a defense mechanism there with that person. We'll come to them in a second. Okay, this is how you're feeling about the situation. You want to tell them the truth. You want to speak the truth. You want to... I'm trying to ground myself. Sorry, let me just drink some more water. It's just water. I'm just trying to ground myself a little bit. Because the energy is like, I think you're in a relationship, actually. I think this might be a relationship for you guys. A new relationship, or one that's moved quite quickly. And you want it. You want this relationship. It's just that you might need a bit of peace. One of you might need a bit of a break. And it's just because of the amount of energy that this person takes, because of all the speaking and all the thinking out loud, as opposed to just not giving you a moment to get your brain in gear, or to get your thoughts in gear, get your consciousness in gear. But there's an, Ace of Swords is victorious. We've got 3 victory cards here. So, your message is getting through. You're going to be delivering a message. You're going to be saying what it is you need to say, and this person's going to hear it. There's clear, excuse me. There's a clear want to work with this person. There's a clear want to work with the truth, and a clear want on your side to be honest and to be open. I feel like there's another card that's needed. It's this one on the top. I don't know what it is. It's the World card. I feel like there's an energy of wanting to be honest and open and working with this person. But I think that you're in a place, I think you've learned a lot, Scorpio, actually. You've learned something, and it's like you've learned that you're committed to telling the truth, so that you don't feel discomfort. So it's like, even if telling the truth is uncomfortable, thank you, it's less uncomfortable than the current imbalance in this situation. And the day came, we thank Alicia Keys for this next part. And the day came when the risk it took to remain tightly closed in the bud was more painful than the risk it took to bloom. This is the Element of Freedom. That's from the Element of Freedom album, Alicia Keys album. I love that album. And it's like that. It's like, for you, the risk of keeping everything in and not just expressing how this person, how the drain or the strain of this person speaking out loud, thinking out loud, using you as a bloody sounding board, therapy, everything, so that you don't have your own minute to your own mind, to your own space. If you don't say that to them, then it will be the end for you. You won't be able to sustain that level of discomfort. You will have to leave. You'll have to, so you want to say it, and work with it and work with them. Now, this person's not a bad person. This is how they feel, though. Suspicious of what you're saying, but again, not holding back. Again, not holding back. I said, not holding back. They'll tell you. I mean, they're so. I don't want to say the word needed, because but listen, I'm not judging. Universe gives me the word needed. That's the word I'm saying. Who am I to judge the universe? If the universe wants to say needed, then I've got to say needy, innit? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Needy. This all needy, babe. I'm sorry, but they are, and you know it. You know that they're needy. They know that they're needy, but they don't want to. They're going to tell you how it makes you feel that you say that to them. But it's good for them. It's healing for them, right? They're a good person. They're a nice person. They're a generous person. They're a loving person. They're bringing healing out to your life. but they are suspicious of the healing process. They are suspicious of opening up. They are suspicious of, well, what's time apart going to do? You know, what's giving you 5 minutes? What's giving you 3 days to yourself going to do? I mean, I don't see how that's going to change things much. Blah, blah, blah. I don't see how that's going to be. Well, you know, I don't see how that's going to be. Oh, there's another card that wants to come through for this one. Is it this one or this one? Is it this? I don't see how that's going to. It's this one. I don't see how that's going to. Oh my gosh, this is why people who are single like me, we stay single sometimes for a bit longer than we should, really. No, universe, this is what's meant to be unfolding. It's unfolding how it's meant to be unfolding, okay? But this person is a kind of, let's just get this over with, like, okay, one and done, you know, let's get it done, let's get this break finished with. They're not very patient. They could be an air sign. You could be dealing with an Aries. What's that? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It doesn't matter. You know the signs. That's Cancer there. But there's a lot of air here. There's a lot of thoughts here. There's a lot of thinking going on here. There's a lot of talking on this person's part here. They are uncertain and insecure about their own ability to create a stable relationship. They believe that this is creating a stable relationship. The way that they talk, the way that they act, the way that they think, the way that they tell you everything open. I'm an open person. I love people to be open. But, and however, everyone has got to, what does this say? Yeah, yourself and others. Giving all of you to somebody else is not compassion. Giving all of you to somebody else is not love. You have to have a balance, and they have to have a balance on, I give you time, I give me time. I give you love, I give me love. That goes for everyone, and in all your situations and circumstances and relationships. We have to nurture ourselves. We have to feed ourselves. We have to love ourselves. We have to have space and time to hear ourselves, to listen to ourselves. You know, some of you are at a point where you've been holding, you know, they're a great person. She's a really lovely girl. You know, he's a really great guy. But seriously, if I don't have, I just want 5 days, just 5 days to myself, just 5 days where I can come home from work and put telly on and watch what I want to watch and eat what I want to eat and not have him there or her there moaning at me or talking about it. And it's like, I love him and I love her and it's not a problem and she's great and I don't want to break up with him. But oh my God, if I don't get a minute to myself, I'm going to scream. It's that energy. I'm feeling like that. That's the energy. And that's the energy for some of you. So you have this conversation. They're suspicious of your motives. They're suspicious of this time apart, you see. And that's, you've always got to be able to be by yourself. Just by you on your own. No kids, no dog, no people, no friends, no phone, no... Just the TV that you want to watch, your remote control, your popcorn, your Ferrero Rocher, which is what I bought myself yesterday and I enjoyed those. Just veg and just to be. They're suspicious of you wanting that, or one of you is, yeah? But that's what is necessary for this nearly kind of curse there. That's what's necessary for your relationship. This is the energy of decisions. You know, this is the energy of you. I'm not surprised you can't see clearly because you don't have a minute to yourself to think. You don't have a minute to yourself to think, to respect, to respond, to reflect on your own, you know, emotional circumstances, to reflect on your own mental capacity. You don't have any time to just process what's going on in your life, just on a day-to-day basis. Just, you know, the bills that you need to pay, you know, just the paperwork you need to do, just the basic stuff. Isn't that right, Tiny? You know, Tiny only comes, man, Tiny only comes when you need to listen to the message. And he just walks into the room, he's like, listen to this message. Thank you. Good boy, Tiny. Oh God, it's coming up now. What are you up then? I'm just conscious I'm going to run out of space on the thing, but I don't think so. You know, for the recording, the time. Anyway, you know, I'm not. You just need a bit of time and a bit of space, and I'm not surprised you're in this crossroads energy. I don't. You know, I feel, you know, I feel that there's love. I feel that there's love. In this situation, I do feel like this is a couple's reading. Some of the readings, the Aquarius reading is a single reading. This seems to be a couple's reading, because there's so much stuff that's already there. There's so much history, and there's so much this, and there's so much that. You know, if there's been lying and cheating and, you know, that type of vibes, that type of energy. You know, I feel like that's been ongoing, or that's happened in the past. I can take this off now, blimey. I feel like that's been ongoing, and that's been happening, and that potentially happened in the past, because you're not listening to each other. You're not listening for real. You're not being honest for real. You know, this person, you know, says that they're open, and the reason they're talking and they tell you everything is because they're open with you and they want to be committed to you. It's not. It's because they're insecure. It's because they think that you're going to leave them. It's because they think that they're not good enough for you. It's because they want to be in your head and your mind, and they want to be your life. Not in a toxic way, in a bad way, but because they don't know how to establish balance for themselves. This is a very challenging message, actually. Or you do. One vice versa. You know your life. Oh, for this person, it's an ongoing situation. This over talking, this oversharing, this overbeing, this being over all the time, this being wanting to be with you all the time. Yes, they love you, but it's like, mate, like, take a seat. Like, just give us a second to breathe. You know, give us a second to breathe. It's how I feel. There's fear. You're thinking potentially you can, you know, this is just what's beneath the surface. These aren't actual real, you know, you've got one option on this side and one option on that side. You've got fear and you've got love, right? Do I choose fear? Do I choose love? They're not real thoughts, really. All you need is a break. All you need is a break. Even if you're thinking about, I'm going to break up, maybe I should just break up, maybe we're not compatible. You know, this is also, there's another story just come through then. Maybe we're not I'll talk about that in a second. Maybe we're not compatible. Who knows? Like, should I move on? You just need a break. If you're thinking stuff like that, you just need to be honest with them that you're draining me right now, babe. Be compassionate as well, but be honest. You know, honesty is compassion ultimately. If you're hiding things from, and it's restricting you, and it's making you feel low and bad and frustrated, then you need to be compassionate enough to yourself to tell the truth. Okay, that's one story. There's another story, finally, for other people coming through. Okay, this is another story. This is one about love. This is one about making a decision, about going in, making a love offer, or speaking openly and vulnerably about your position. I don't know why they said position, but speaking vulnerably and openly about your position, about where you stand. So this could be, for some of you, a reconciliation or a new love offer that you want to make or that you are considering, but it's about being truthful and honest with this person that's coming in, or about the offer that you're giving, being truthful and honest about where you actually stand, where you are in your life. So if you're getting over a relationship, or if you're someone, you know, I find it difficult to trust, you know, I find it difficult to be very open and very vulnerable, that's the type of conversation you need to be having with this new person, with this new prospect that's in your life, okay? Because you feel there's potential, and there is potential for those who are single out there. There's potential for this commitment and connection to work. It's all about you being truthful, you being honest, you being open, you being vulnerable. And it's about saying, I don't know if I can be vulnerable. For example, you don't have to say, oh, well, you know, this is my life story, this is why I'm vulnerable. That's what they did, right? You thought that that's what you needed, other people, and it's not what you need. What you need is just the space to be you, to feel connected, to feel comforted, to feel supported. So you test it out. So, you know, you can say, look, I don't know how to be vulnerable. I don't know how to, or for those people in this relationship, I don't know how to be as vulnerable as you. I don't know how to be as open as you. You know, and you know, that could be, it's that energy. So you can say that, you know, it's okay to say, I don't, you know, it's hard for me, you know, to be open like this. I don't know, you know, there's things that I want to say, but I just don't feel ready to say them. Say that. You know, you don't have to say what the things are. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's that type of energy that I'm feeling. That's the type of conversation that you're going to be having, and that's going to move things on. It's beautiful how it does move things on. This person, how their hopes, you know, their hopes is that this hermit, this time apart, is going to give them strength. They recognize that it's necessary. You see, all the major arcanas are really falling on this person's side, because this, I mean, you've got one on this side and there's one chariot here, but, you know, this person, whoever, this could be you, but, you know what I'm saying, you can flip, reverse it, whatever. This person is, you know, it's long standing for them. You know, the rush, how quick they are to move into relationships, or how quick they are to say I love you, or how quick they are to move into your house, or whatever it is. But it's not because they're sort of a weak person, or it's not because they're sort of a whatever. It's just because they don't know how to feel strength and confidence in a relationship without it being at that speed. So they think that, oh, if I do this, and this, then that shows that I'm committed. If I do this, and this, then they know that I love them, and then they won't leave me, right? They need to find their own sense of security and stability, and that comes from this energy of from within, right? It comes from understanding your roots, your foundations. It comes from understanding where this comes from, where this urge for this person, this need to share or to overshare, to use everyone else's sounding boards, and to not be contained. Maybe there was some mental health issues in the teenage years for this person, for example. Maybe that's when a divorce, or their family, their mum and dad broke up or whatever, at that age, and there was a trauma back then, way back then. But it was that trauma affected then and still affects now this thing of oversharing. Maybe that's what they had to do with their parents. Maybe they got more attention. Maybe they got the right attention from their parents, by talking, by giving them that, whatever. I don't know. I feel like there's been some dealings with anxiety potentially on this side, or some dealings with but non-issue, nothing serious, nothing too serious, but just like you weren't hospitalized or anything like that, but there's energy of, maybe around the age of 14, or maybe slightly younger, but around the age of 14, when marriage relationships of your parents maybe broken up, or if this person's parents broke up, there's energy of learning how to deal with it, that kind of, as I said, not unhealthy, they need to release them now. Arrested development is the word. Arrested development. They learned then how to deal with relationships, and they haven't changed, even though it's 20 years later. Do you know what I mean? And it's not because they are a horrible person, or a stupid person, or a dumb person, or a toxic person. It's just because it's hard to they have to unlearn it. They're hoping that any separation, or I need to speak quicker because look at the time, I'm going to run out of space, and I don't want if it runs out, then we're just gonna not have 2 videos, but whatever. Anyway, they're hoping that this introspection is going to lead to their strength and their stability. The Emperor's climbed these mountains, been every single step of these mountains, knows the peaks and the troughs of them, knows how to get here because he got here, right? This is what creates that sense of security for the Emperor. This is what creates that boss mentality for the Emperor. There might be some time apart for people. If you've been single and this is single and this is all you, that means all these energies are you. You'll resonate with this reading. You will know what it's talking about, and you will know how to apply this to your life, okay, and what you're doing moving forward through the month of April. Okay, very quickly now, out comes the Moon card. So we're going deep, we're digging deep, we're diving deep into our emotions, and we've got the 8 of Swords. So this is the key healing for you guys for this time period, okay? The thoughts, the stuck in a way of thinking. So for you, you stuck in a way of thinking in the case of like, I don't really want to say it to them, I don't really want to hurt them, I don't really want to upset them, I need to give everything to them, I need to love them, I need to be open to them. Compassionate toward yourself and others. Macau used to, we told no lies, people. Be compassionate to yourself and to others. It's not compassionate to not be honest about your feelings. It's not compassionate to not be honest about how you're struggling to deal with this. Okay, be compassionate. You need to get out of the way of thinking I've got to love. To love means to not hurt someone's feelings. That is not true. That's like being stuck in a way of thinking, or to love means to not hurt someone's feelings. Not true. For example, this person needs to get out of this way of thinking, this oversharing, and understand where that comes from. They're in arrested development from previous woundings from old past time, maybe 9 years old to 14 years old. That's when the trauma happened. I can feel it. Okay, my darlings, I'm going to leave you to it. Maybe 12 years old, actually, because I feel high school. Anyway, whatever. Thank you, my darlings. I'm going to leave this here with you because time is ticking. Like, share, subscribe. I will be back with you mid-April for your mid-month readings. Have a wonderful April, my darlings. Take care. Bye.